Good morning, everyone. This is Marg from Creative Stamping with Marg. Welcome to week 12 of 12 Weeks of Christmas. This is our final installment before Christmas. We are going to be doing a treat bag. I call it a slider bag. You can see one on my desk right now. It was done for Mother's Day, and it looks like this, a triangle type bag. And you just push here and out slides an inner bag like this. And it holds quite a bit more product than some of the other treat holders I've shown you. So I thought this might be an option if you had something to gift to someone, or this can be sitting at each place setting at your Christmas table, behind the plate or on their plate. And the finished bag is 3 by 3 3/4 tall, 3 wide, and the depth of this bag is about 2 1/8. So we will use current product, and I'm going to do a Christmas one to show you. So I'm going to put that to the side. What you're going to need for this is some designer series paper. I have chosen the Winter Meadow paper. This piece is 5.5 by 10.5. So you do need 12 by 12 paper to make this treat bag. You'll need cardstock. I'm using thick basic white for this one, 3 by 10.5. So it's the same length, the 10.5, but it's only 3 inches wide. We'll do some scoring on that and gluing. And just reaching for some tear and tape I'm going to need here. All right, and then however you want to decorate the front of it. So let's get started. I'll bring in my paper trimmer because we have to do some scoring. All right, we'll start with the inner bag. Get my cutting blade out of the way. So for the inner bag, we are going to put the long side at the top, and I do need to extend the arm on this to the full length. You can still see this, okay? So we're going to start by scoring at 1/2 inch. So I'm just over at this edge here. And remember, this is designer series paper, so don't press really hard on your scoring tool because you don't want to rip it. Okay, 1/2 inch. Then you're going to slide it over to 3.5, 5.5, and 8.5. All right, and then you're going to turn it. And this will be the bottom. So I'm turning mine this way because my pattern obviously is going this way. So if you have a directional pattern on your paper, you have to choose the bottom. So this would be the bottom. I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to score it at 3.5 inches. Okay, and that's the bottom of your bag. All right, now when I go to fold this, I'm not going to use a bone folder. I'm just going to use my fingers and do it lightly because, again, it is designer series paper and you don't want to crack it or tear it in any way. Now I have to just look for my folds here and just do it gently with your hands, okay? So it should look like this when you're done. Small piece here, and then all those, and you can see how this is going together into the bag right now, just like that, and that'll be our bottom. All right, so I'm going to just lay that to the side because we've done our scoring. I'm going to score the outer cover that goes on here at the same, well, I've got this here. On the long side, you are going to score at 1.5 inches. 1.5, 5 1/4. You can press a little harder on this because it is the heavy cardstock, and 9. There we go. I think we're good with the paper trimmer now. We'll get it out of the way. All right. Sorry. So I'm going to just fold it, and I will use my foam folder for this one. So you can see how this is going to be your triangle, right? So I'll just make sure they're even, and I'm going to just use my bone folder to make those creases nice and firm. They're nice and crisp. Okay, now I'm not putting this together until I get the bag made, because this bottom does not go flush together like that. It has a bit of an overlap, so it doesn't go flush against each other. So I will show you how that works. It's easiest once you've got your bag made. So, we're going to do some cutting on this inner bag now. So for the inner bag, you take the bottom of it. So there's my bottom. And I'm going to cut up just to the score line on all of these. There. There. So 3 times. And then when you get to your 1/2 inch score line, that's this one here at the one end, you're actually going to cut that tab right out. So I'm going to cut it like that. And I'm going to angle this cut up here this way. And that piece is garbage. Okay, so it's going to look like this when you're done. And putting it together, like I say, it's fairly simple. You can see where it's going here. It's just a bag. So I'm going to use some tear and tape to keep it together. Just, it makes it, you can use your Stampin' Seal or your Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm just going to use tear and tape today to put it together. Now, I maybe should have my silicone mat here so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. Seeing we're on white here. Okay. All right, so tear and tape there. And that will put our bag together just like that, right? You can just fold it right over and do that. And then I will show you how to do the bottom. Okay. Throw that away, that paper from your tear and tape. And then you just fold your bag, just making sure you're even at the top and even along the side here. And there's the bag basically made, right? All right. Okay, now for the bottom, oh, I can't hang on to it today. For the bottom, I want to see, because I folded this over here, this to me would be the back of your bag. Doesn't really matter in this case, but it might look a little nicer. I also don't like the flaps inside my bag. So usually what I do is I put the back flap down first, then these 2 flaps, and then this flap on top, so that the inside is solid. There's no flaps sticking up. So look at that again. Put the back flap in, and then I will put these on. So I think I'm going to just trim these at an angle, just a little bit. Just take a sliver off, and then it won't show when I go to close up this bag. Just like that, a little sliver, so that when I do this, you're not going to see them here. Okay? All I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little glue on both of these small tabs, and I'm just using my Tombow liquid glue. And then I just want them to stick, oops, to this back flap. And you can just close your bag up and take your bone folder and go inside like this and press it down. Okay, now I haven't done this flap yet. It's going to just close right on top. Again, I'm just going to use my liquid glue to close this up. Okay, and again, I'll just close it, make sure it's, the box remains square, the bag remains square. Push it down here and just press it down. And that's the inner bag. Now, you saw mine and it was squished like a shopping bag. You can just do that with your fingers. I'm going to let this bag dry. Make sure it's nice and dry. I'm going to set it over to the side. We will work on the outer one, but I'm going to do my decorating first before I get all of the other things done. Now, again, I'm going to open this up, And I have taken the largest rounded rectangle, I'll call it, in the Nested Essentials dies. I've taken this one. It's the biggest rectangle here. And I've cut a piece of the Designer Series paper from the same package, Winter Meadow, but it just had a different, it was a different pattern, but I wanted that blue. It sort of goes with my blue here. And I'm gonna put that on the front of my cover. And then I using Frosted Forest stamp set and dies, not the stamp set actually, just the dies. I cut out a tree. It's the small tree. I cut it out of Night of Navy, and then I cut out the white, and I'm going to put that on there. And from Unbounded Love, I stamped this greeting, and I just stamped Celebrate. It comes from Unbounded Love right here. And I stamped it in Night of Navy, and I'm going to just put it on here somewhere, and I hadn't quite decided what I was doing. Then from the clearance rack and the Last Chance items, I have the Starry Sky metallic woven ribbon. It was that really thin ribbon, but it goes really nice with the blues. So I did I think it's a triple bow on my, sorry, I have a bit of a cold. So I was hoping to get through this video without doing that, but sometimes you just have to do it. So I did this, actually it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times this bow, because this is very thin ribbon. Oopsie, sorry, I'm pulling it now and making a mess of it. I should have just left it the way it was. Oh, now I've undone it. Oh dear. Yeah, I have. Oh, and I've tied it in a knot. Oh dear. I'm really making a mess of things today. This video, it's a good thing it's the last one, and being that I've succumbed to this winter cold that everybody seems to fall prey to in December, when our immunity seems to be at its lowest and we're running like crazy. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to take the knot out of this ribbon that I just tied into it. So I will mention that next Wednesday, of course, will be Christmas Day. I will not be doing a video that day. And the next week will be New Year's Day, and I will not be doing a video that day. So I will be back with my videos on January the 8th. So that's when I plan to return in the new year. And I'm hoping everybody has a great break, winter break, Christmas break, whatever you're celebrating. And I will be back with some fresh new ideas, hopefully from the new mini catalog that comes out in January, to show you some of the product from there. So back to our bag here. I think what I wanted to do was just put this piece of Designer Series paper on here, and the tree, and the greeting, and then I thought I would put this bow on top, which I've completely undone. So that doesn't help me much, but I will retie a bow. And I don't know if you guys know how to do this with your fingers, but this is sort of how I had done this. Sorry. And then I just untied it all, which wasn't really very smart. I will just try to do it again, like that. This sometimes is a bit tricky. As you can see, I'm struggling today. Oh boy, really am struggling today. Oh, I was hoping I wasn't going to succumb to this cold that everybody's had, but lo and behold, it hit me probably just on the weekend, and I've had a day today of sneezing and blowing my nose, and my voice is a bit better now. I've been drinking warm tea, so hopefully that helps. Okay, I think that's good. It's not quite the same as what it was when I initially showed you, but I'll get it off my fingers here, and I think it'll be fine. I'll just adjust it a little bit, like, yeah, it's still not quite right. Sorry to say, I haven't got it quite right yet. I will tie a knot in it to make sure that it'll stay where it's supposed to be staying. I have a feeling I didn't tie that off right. Okay. See, that's why I like to do all these things ahead, and I don't have to fuss with them on camera and take up so much time. But anyways, we will not worry too much about this right now. No, I'm not worrying about the bow at all. All right, I'm going to put this on. I'm just putting this piece of designer series paper on with my liquid Tombow glue. And on my other box, you can see I did do a ribbon all the way around and tied it at the top, which looks really cute, I thought. But on this one, I thought I'll change it up a little bit because the ribbon is just for show. I am going to put the tree on dimensionals. I even remembered to pull out my black dimensionals because I thought I could use it on this navy cardstock. All right, and take the backings off your dimensionals, just like that. And I'm going to put the tree down here, making sure, of course, that I have it, you know, not impeding my folds. And then this, I thought maybe I would just tuck it in behind the tree like that. I'm just going to put it, just glue it. So of course I won't glue it right to the end because it looks like it's sticking off. And of course it doesn't matter if it sticks off a little bit because it doesn't have to go in an envelope or anything. It's just on our table. Now I did bring, now again, I was going to put a bow on it, which I can do after. When I take my pictures, I hope to have that on there. I pulled out adhesive backed Pearl Trio, and they've got, they're saying it's Misty Moonlight pearls on here, so I thought maybe I would put a couple of those on here because this paper is Misty Moonlight, and I'm just trying to think how I want to decorate it because I thought I might put the bow at the top there, so I'm going to leave myself some room. So I'm just going to put 3 on here, maybe just like that. Okay. And then to put this together, we've got it already folded and ready to go. So you're going to overlap your bottom, but what you need to do is take your bag now that you've got it all dry. It should be dry, the glue should be dry. I'm going to squish the top. So all I'm doing is pushing in with my index fingers on each side and squishing the top in, just like that. And it's going to go inside this, right? So I'm going to fold my cover over top. And you can see that the bottom is just overlapped. It's not completely closed. And you want to give it a little bit of space because you want to be able to slide it in and out. So I want the back flap down first and this one pointing to the back. I think it looks a little more finished that way. I'm going to put just my liquid glue on. You could use your tear and tape again if you wanted. And I'm just going to gently put it down. And I'm actually leaving just a little bit of space so I know that the bag will be able to push out. Okay, like that. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to push the bag out and I'm going to press it down. All right. So you can see how it's not completely closed. There is a bit of an overlap there. And I would say that I've allowed about a half an inch. About a half an inch. That's not, that's overlap there. Okay. And there's your bag. And your bag, there's no decorating or anything done to your bag. Your bag, again, when you go to fill it or put it, just pinch the top closed and slide it in. And you can see that the bag is just a little bit shorter, so it allows for it to go in and out easy. So there you go. There it is. There's our, and I will put a bow on here. I think I will decorate it with a bow, but I'll try to do a better job of that bow so that it doesn't come apart like it did that time. And I will take some pictures to show you. And I hope that's helpful if you have some ideas for your your table or for some small gifts that you're gifting. This would be a perfect thing. And again, if it was for someone, you could put a tag on it, or you could put their name on it, and that would just finish it off perfectly. So there's our slider bag done. Take this out of the way. And there's one I made for, like I said, a different occasion. I could maybe set them like this so you can sort of see them. So that's what they look like. Very simple to put together. You just need some cardstock for the outer cover and some kind of decorations. You can make it whatever you want. And it, like I said, it holds quite a bit of product if you wanted something bigger in there. Okay, that's my video for today. Week 12 is done. If you missed some of the weeks of cards and gift card holders and treat holders and bags that I did, please, you can go back on YouTube and look at them. And I hope everyone enjoyed this. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a happy beginning of 2025. And I will see you all on January the 8th. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.